because a lot of our people in recent times, our grandparents and great grandparents. I know my grandmother grew up on a farm. You know, she's from the South, North Carolina. So this is something we want to get back to, right? So now our topic last time was preparation, right? Preparation 101, right? So this kind of it's kind of a correlation between last week's topic and today's topic. Today's topic is the importance of self-sufficiency. Okay. The importance of self-sufficiency and us being autonomous as people, as a nation, because we shouldn't be self-reliant and codependent on the system. All right. We are like the only group of people who don't have our own hospitals, our own banks, our own schools. I mean, you have, like some Black-owned digital banks, like I think it's One United Bank or United One Bank. I apologize if got it twisted, but you do have a few, Black like digital banks. Don't get me wrong, but we need to see more consistency across the board with just self-sufficiency and having our own of everything. Hello, Sister Katrina. Shalom. How are you?
Shalom, sister. I'm well. How are you?
I'm too. I'm glad to
That's
see
great.
you here. So we're doing a topic today of self-sufficiency. Last week we talked about preparation, right? So preparation and self-sufficiency also go hand in hand, right? These are two correlating things. In order to be prepared, we have to be self-sufficient. Why? Why do y'all think it is that in order to be prepared to exit the system, we have to be self-sufficient and reliant on ourselves and not on the system, right? If you're relying on the system, if you're getting all their benefits, you're under their control, essentially, right? You're under their control. So in order for us to not be under their control, you will have to break free of their of everything, being dependent on them, and we would have to be self-reliant, self-sufficient, and autonomous, right? So what does that look like to be self-sufficient? What does that look like to have our own? What does it look like to not be dependent on this government for everything? What does that look like? That everybody else, the dollar circulates around their community numerous times, but then for us, the dollar is only circulating for a couple hours and then it's going into every other group of people, right? You can go into our neighborhoods, right? And you can find every other group of people prospering us. But if you go to a Chinese area, right? Or you go to an East Indian area, right? Or you go to a Jewish area, they are practicing group economics. And they make sure that they employ their own. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. They're looking out for their people. I'm just saying that it's something that a skill and tool that we need to learn how to do. But because of the fact that we are not taught financial literacy, that's a separate class I want to do, which kind of ties into this, but it goes deeper. We're not taught as a people financial literacy, right? We're not taught group economics. We are taught to be consumers, to be buyers, right? So that's how we are. That's how we're conditioned, and that's how we've been programmed. I would say our parents, generally speaking, never really taught us, hey, become an entrepreneur, start your own business, right? We don't really hear that much. We hear more so, hey, go to college, get a job, J-O-B. By the way, job, y'all, in Hebrew, in the Abrit tongue, our ancient tongue, job or Job, rather, Job, means persecution. So you wake up every morning, listen, that's the play on the Hebrew, not the Hebrew, the English bastardized tongue, You wake up in the morning and you go to job, your persecution, your place of persecution, right? And a lot of us are miserable in these jobs. A lot of us are unhappy in these jobs and we're not content. So self-sufficiency is important because we want to make sure that we are doing for self and we don't have a codependency on others. Right? We're not relying on others, but we're relying on ourselves essentially. I mean, who wants to wake up every day continuously, getting up at say 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., or whatever time, and you're on these people's time, you're on their schedule, you're clocking in when they tell you to clock in, right? You have them talking to you any kind of way, these managers, these supervisors, these bosses talking down to you, right? Like you're a sock puppet. You understand? They're talking down to you and kind of got you like on your toes, right? And you have to conduct yourself a certain way because you have mouths to feed. You understand? You have mouths to feed, you have bills to pay, and you can only say but so much. You got to bite your tongue, bite the bullet, because if you say or do the wrong thing, they got you out of there. And they won't hesitate to replace you the next day in a heartbeat, the next day, or even that same day, replace you. We're going and we're slaving, and that's why I call it the plantation, the modern day plantation. Because you're going and you're doing all this stuff for someone else to make someone else rich. And for what? Not much to show for it. You might get a few benefits here and there, but we're not building and establishing generational wealth and building that legacy and our empire for our future generations like we should be doing. Right? You're making someone else rich. You're going out every day. You're getting, you might get a check, but you're making these corporations richer and richer and richer. While we work and bust our behinds and we get sicker and sicker and sicker. And what happens when you get sick? Do they care? No, they replace you. They bring somebody else and fill your shoes. If we leave this earth today, best believe they're gonna have somebody step in and take your place tomorrow, right? So make no mistake about it. And they see us as expendable and replaceable and everything. So we just want to get to a point where we're elevating ourselves, we're elevating our circumstances, right? We're autonomous, we're financially free. We want to be self-sufficient. We want to be our own boss. We want to do for ourselves. We want to leave a generation, a legacy behind for our future generations, so they can do better than we did, so they can be, better than what we are, so they don't have to struggle like we struggle, right? And it's just all about building for the nation as well, making sure that we are teaching our children instead of having outsiders coming to teach your children. What can they teach your children? You learning about Greek history and Roman history and all that stuff, but we're not learning our own history. We don't have our own schools. There's a few who are out there now trying to do it, trying to build the schools, but I just think it needs to be more of a collective group effort. You have individuals out there, they're trying to do it, trying to get the money together and everything, but with our spending power, we could do so much more if we put the collective thought together and strategize the right way. We can definitely, make things happen. But we just have to have that mindset and that mentality to come together and say, you know what, we want to make change happen. We want to make a positive change happen. We want to do something constructive. A lot of us don't have that mentality. A lot of people are worried about going out and getting the latest Gucci bag or material things and wealth, making Gucci and Prada and all these people rich, instead of going out and supporting the BOB, a Black-owned business, supporting each other. All right. So, Sister Marka, if you can so kindly please open us up in the PowerPoint presentation. I sent you the second email. Khan to the Rabba. All righty. So this is CLOJAF, everybody. We are recruiting. As always, we are recruiting. So if you sisters know anybody who might be interested in this, okay, we are here. We are looking for strong sisters who are dedicated in liberating, uniting our sisters in the struggle. We must build teachers, righteous mentors to give guidance to our sisters in the nation. All right. So we are under the leadership of our national president, Nasi Nasir X. Okay. So now you can refer the sisters to this email, TLOJAF777 at gmail.com. All right. Again, that's TLOJAF777 at gmail.com. That's the email that sisters can use to contact us, any questions or anything, and to contact us about joining. Just a second, ladies. All right. So we are here every Thursday, okay, at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, and 5 p.m. Pacific time, which is the West Coast. We are TLOJF Sisterhood Education Development Class, and our mission statement is for the straightening of our nation community and edification for living set apart, as well as breaking generational curses and old patterns. Once again, we are under the leadership of our national president Nasi Nasser X. Okay. Once again, you could email us at TLOJAF777 at gmail.com. T as in Thomas, L as in Larry, O as in Oscar, J as in Jax, A as in Apple, F as in Frank, 777 at gmail.com. All right. And I am your National Minister of Education, Sister Rinnah. All right. Okay, so once again, our topic for today, ladies, sisters, daughters of Zion, our topic for today is the importance of self-sufficiency, right? So what are some key points, some pivotal points of self-sufficiency? Here are the reasons why it is important, it is vital for us to be self-sufficient. All right. So you have self-reliance. All right. Breaking free of codependency. That means not being dependent on other nations to go to them for everything. All right. Breaking free of being dependent on this system. All right. Building for ourselves. Establishing empires, generational wealth. All right. That means you're not just thinking about you, you're thinking about your children, your children's children, your children's children's children, and so forth and so on. Leaving behind a legacy, once again, and freedom of time. All right. So some of us are not broke in terms of finances. Some of us are something called time broke. Okay. Which means you could be making 100K a year. You could be making 200K a year. You could be making a 6-figure income, an 8-figure income on an annual basis, right? But you have no time whatsoever for yourself. You have no time whatsoever for your family. You're just constantly working, 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 and working. I'm in this predicament now. But once again, making provisions so that it could be autonomous. I'm practice what I preach. Okay. If we're talking about self-sufficiency, those of us who we know we're not quite there, we're making strides and steps to get to that point, right? That's what it's about. So you might be time broke. You might not have time for yourself or your loved ones. What is the point of, yes, it is great to have, a certain amount of success, but what is the whole point of working yourself to the point where you have all this stuff, but you're not even allowed to enjoy it? You're not given the opportunity to enjoy life, you're always working. You know, you're not working that job. That job is working you. You understand? So this is what it's all about. We want to have freedom of time. We want to make sure that we could be like, you know what? If I take off this 2 weeks or this month, I'll be fine with income still rolling in. You know, passive income still rolling in. I'll be fine. My family will be good, and we can go on vacation. You know, we can just relax. You know, we have time to travel, to do this, to do that, to spend time with family. You understand? Um, Obviously, always making sure you put in the Most High first of all things, and that you don't allow these things to become an idol. You can never allow these money or any of these things to come before the Most High. All right, but a lot of us are time broke. We don't have freedom of time. Even if we have a certain amount of money in the bank, might not still have freedom of time, which is not a good thing at all. So we definitely want to make it to that point so that we can own our time back, because true freedom is freedom of time. All right. I have put a little quote here. I don't know if you ever heard of Warren Buffett. So Warren Buffett, he's into a lot of different things. He's I guess if you want to say entrepreneur, and he's just into a lot of different things. But this is a quote from him. He says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. I think that's powerful, that you could make money in your sleep. If we could lay down, right? Lay down in bed or just stay in the house and you sleep, and you still have passive wealth coming in, passive income coming in, rolling into your bank account. You know, there are people who make it to that point where they put in the fruits of their labor and they're benefiting from the fruits of that. They're reaping the fruits of that labor to where they say, I don't want to get up today at 8 in the morning. I'm going to just sleep a few hours longer, and I still am not going to lose anything. You know, I'm still going to profit. And you know, it's fine. I can lay in bed. So we want to at least be to that point where we're good, where we don't have to wake up. We're going crazy. Oh shoot, it's 7 in the morning. I gotta get up. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I gotta be to work. I gotta punch in at 8. And not no. You know, we want to be to that point where we could be carefree, worry free, where you could make money while in your sleep. Wouldn't y'all like that? Like, I know I would. Wouldn't y'all just like to be like, you know, shoot, I could just lay back today. I could rest, and you know, me and my family is still gonna be good. I think everybody would love to get to that point instead of having to snooze your alarm clock 10 times because you're tired, you know? So, yeah, this is vital. This is vital, ladies. It's very vital. It's pivotal. It's pivotal. And listen, um, women for the most part aren't builders, you know, we're nurturers, you know, but we do play a role in a place, you know, and we can look back in the ancient time at our foremothers, right? And they still made it happen. Some of them were seamstresses. Some of them, you know, made their clothes and they sold it, and they made a living from that. But you know, there was still some ways in which we contributed to the betterment of the family and the household and the nation. You know, so no one's saying you have to be a manager and go out and take on these positions and blah 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 blah. And I know it's very controversial if women should even be in those positions or whatever, of managerial positions and stuff. I don't really want to get too much into that. You know, I think that's very subjective, you know. So people say that's kind of like a power, those are masculine roles of power. Me personally, I wouldn't want to be in that predicament where I'm taking on that responsibility of being a manager and overseeing like 3,000 employees. Me personally, I wouldn't want to do it. There are women who do it, but I'm saying there are other roles we can. There's other things we can do. You know, we can make clothes. We could be seamstresses. Um, I remember my grand aunt and uncle. They would make their own clothes, right, from their own home and go out on the street and they would sell. They would sell their clothes on the street. My great aunt and uncle would do this. And that was another way I had learned to make clothes and to sew. Not only did I go to Fashion Industries High School, but my great aunt had taught me as well. I used to go over to her home and she would show me how to sew and make clothes and things like that. So, I bought a sewing machine. I have a sewing machine. I just bought my daughters a sewing machine as well so they can learn at a young age, 5 and 7 years old, so they can learn how to sew, right? So I think this is very important. I at some point would love to do a sewing class with you ladies. I don't know how it's going to be done because we're virtual, but maybe in the near future when we do have another physical meetup or training or something, we could do a sewing class for the ladies. Okay, I think that would be great. That would be great. And a lot of ladies actually, a lot of sisters are on like sites like Etsy where they go and they sell their clothes and they sell the soaps they make and they sell candles and they sell handmade jewelry and all these wonderful great things. Etsy does have they have some black owned shops, a lot of BOB that you can go up there and support. Etsy, ETSY, E as in Edward, T as in Thomas, S as in Sam, Etsy, yeah, Y as in yellow, Etsy, and you just go on there and you type in like black owned shops. They'll show you a list of black owned shops that you can support, you know. So yeah, our sisters are out here doing it, our brothers too. But it's definitely doable and it's possible. We just retrain our minds and we just put the foot forward. We can make it happen. So let's make it happen. I myself, I know I procrastinate, so that's something that a lot of us got to work on. Procrastination. We got to talk to Abba, talk to the Most High, and let Him work on us to stop procrastinating. Because a lot of us wrestle with procrastination, and if we're procrastinating, we're not going to make it to where we need to be. Let me see, Sister Marka, is there any way you can stroll for? So I don't know if it's my screen or what, that it seems like it's cut off. Let's see. Oh, I got it. I had it zoomed in too much. That's what it was. Hold on. All right, ladies. So we're on this website now. It's for us talking about self-sufficiency. EcoNation, EcoNation.one. Is it EcoNation.one, right? Yeah. So let's talk about the benefits of self-sufficiency. There are many benefits of self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency not only saves you money, it protects you from the vicissitudes of life and also helps to protect the environment. All right. So it says sufficiency is when you have enough for a life of well-being. A big part of self-sufficiency is knowing how much is enough. If you can reduce your material needs, you might be surprised how little you actually need. I was just talking to this lady the other day. I was on my way to work, and I said, we see a lot of these cultures that we deem primitive, and they don't have a lot like we do. in certain places, but they're still content because we're going to be the ones who, when we lose it, when we lose what we have, we're the ones stressed and depressed because we live beyond our means sometimes, right? And we don't know what it is to live a simple life. A lot of us don't know what that's like. So these people who have a simple life, they know how to go into a forest and they know how to fetch water. They know how to find water from the roots in the ground. They know how to build a fire. Certain things we take for granted, that if everything shut down in the system that we're relying on and codependent on, these people would survive better in the wilderness than us. But society has deemed them primitive when they are in tune with nature, in touch with nature, and they will survive better than we would. And again, they're not as stressed out as we are because we have technology and all these things. And if we lose it, a lot of people don't know what to do with themselves, right? Because we're so accustomed of these material things. We're so accustomed to it. It says modern economics are good at providing extrinsic satisfaction, but the benefits of self-sufficiency include intrinsic satisfaction. Self-sufficiency is surprisingly satisfying, as anyone who has grown vegetables or made their own clothes will tell you. It provides us with intrinsic rewards like a sense of achievement, self-esteem, and self-confidence. Self-sufficiency doesn't mean going going in it alone. Indeed, it is good to be interdependent, where people support each other reciprocally for mutual benefit. All right. So in modern societies, as incomes have increased and there is more and more competition for status, trust between people has decreased. Mutual self-sufficiency increased levels of trust in society. The more self-sufficient you can be, the more well-being you will have overall. Here are some examples of self-sufficiency. There are many ways in which you can be self-sufficient. The table below outlines the range of ways you could be more self-sufficient and provides links to pages on a website where you can find more information. So here is examples. It says generation, solar panels, wind turbines, solar hot water, wood, coppicing, foraging, wetback, wood oven, passive solar design, installation. Then it says on the left side, conservation, walk bike, electric bike with solar panels, waterless toilets, rainwater harvesting, gray water recycling, vegetables, fruits, herbs, eggs/chickens, grow your own, foraging, hunting, fishing, preserve, pickling, smoking, salting, freezing, make, meals, beer, wine, bread, pasta, etc. Make your own and mend, sewing, knitting, weaving, crochet, make and mend, furnishings, woodwork, metalwork, pottery, ceramics, basketry, personal care products, cleaning products, make and maintain, DIY, which means do it yourself, house building, renovations and maintenance, composing, composting, toilet, recycling, reuse. Oh, and then on the left it says shelter, waste, make and maintain. Yeah, barter and trade. That's another thing. In ancient times, they had a barter. Well, a lot of indigenous cultures used what's called a bartering system, where they didn't have money as we know today. What they did is they traded off goods. So let's say I had something. Let's say I had basil and let's say you had wood. I know it's polar opposite, but just an example. And I say, hey, I have these basil herbs, and I need some wood to build a house, and you need the basil for whatever. And we say, okay, we're gonna do a trade-off. You have something I need or want, or vice versa. So that is an example of a bartering system. And I personally think it's a wonderful system, and it would be great if we can go back to the bartering system, honestly, what I personally feel and believe. Because it works. And this was before any they didn't need money or anything. So you would even eliminate that need for competition, and people just doing things for greed. All right, so it says oh, just a second. I'm almost done with this table. All right, so where were we? Bartering, bartering trade, surplus goods, food, clothes, and household goods. Recycling. I'm a big environmentalist, so recycling is great. Share or barter your time, mutual self-sufficiency, food, clothes, and household goods. Okay, that's it. That's all that's on that table. All righty. And then the bottom it just says, I guess these are some comments. Oh no, this is like the affiliate disclosure. It says self-sufficiency used to be a very self-sufficiency used to be a way of life for our society. It was how families provided food for the table and cash to cover expenses. To know a skill was to guarantee your future. What has happened in just 2 generations as society has changed? We are not taught to strive for convenience and luxury. So this was another thing that I remember hearing about. In our communities, there was a lot of trade programs that the men would do. And something had happened where a lot of these trade programs were removed, and a lot of men, those skills and everything that they had decreased. So trade programs can include things like welding, masonry, carpentry, those basic skills, mechanics, those type of things, right? Which is trade programs. Now, I stand by this, that college is great, but college is not for everybody. Some people go and they do a trade, and that works wonders for them, and they prosper from that. So shout out to the blue collars too. We need that in society as well. So that was a big part of why our communities, the wealth that we once had, and being self-sufficient, a lot of the men actually did these trades. But I have to do more, honestly, more historical research into that in context. But I don't remember why they said, well, we know why, but I just got to do research on the timelines and like the details more. But I remember hearing from some older people, they said, yeah, trade programs were a big thing in our communities, in our neighborhoods. And when you took away that, you've seen a lot of our wealth crumble in our neighborhoods, right? So it was by design. It was definitely by design. Sister Marka, can you go on to, there was another website link. I had it here. Another website. There was a link. There was another link. It was another self-sufficiency link, I believe.
This is the only one that you send? 1 second.
There wasn't another website there. In the first email where it says where it says self-sufficiency links. Did you see a second website there? I'm sorry if I I could have swore I did put it there. I might have been mistaken. My body's even trying to get sick. I got that mucus. I think what happened is I stopped drinking coffee for a while.
You only sent two, Pop, and it was like a two. There was a one video, and then you sent two, which is the one that I just put on here.
Hmm. I thought it was another link about self-sufficiency.
You sent me like two links of the ones I just pulled up.
Was there a different website there or no? A website like what that talks about the importance of self-sufficiency? Well, let me see something. I'm gonna go off camera for a minute because I gotta go through my email.
No, it's not on. You didn't send me it. You just sent me two links, and that's the link that I pulled up on here. And you sent me a video. That's all. And then you sent me the music.
Okay, I got it. So you know where it says self-sufficiency, there's a link. I just looked at the email I sent you, the first one. There's a link where it says under where it says self-sufficiency, you'll see two links. One says not so modern. I think it's like notsomodern.com, and then the other one is the Eco Nation. So not the Eco Nation, but the one right on top of that link. It says not so modern, something something.
Is it on the same link that I just pulled up?
It's on the same it's in that same email, but it's a whole different link website. It'll take you to a different website. It'll say not so modern. Maybe I could send it again. Hold on.
Okay.
Just a minute. Oh, okay. You are correct. That thing I just read was a different website. I thought it was on the same, for some reason, I thought it was the same page I was reading from, the Eco Nation. There was more on that. Can you go back to that website I was just reading from?
Okay.
Yeah, because there was more there. I don't know. I was supposed to stroll down, and I would have seen there was more on that website. Yeah, that was the second one. I didn't realize that was this a different website we had looked at. Yes, here we go. All right. So it says modern housewife. Um, hmm, notsomodern.com. Yep. Can you go up a little bit, Sister Mocha? Hmm. Can you go up more a little bit? Okay, it says six critical benefits of self-sufficiency for your life. Let's see if we can scroll down a little bit. Is there something under here? Yeah, there we go. There was more under here. Can you scroll down a little bit more? Here we go. 6 reasons why you should become self-sufficient. All right. So then they're gonna go into the reasons. And then it says, It says here are 6 benefits to becoming self-sufficient. It said becoming a producer, not a consumer. All right. Just a minute here. The overarching theme of the 21st century has become consumption. Consume, consume, consume. Buy, 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 right? It says for every product we purchase, there is packaging to throw away. We use disposable plates, cups, cutlery, and straws because our hectic lives have deemed it too difficult to wash dishes. Ooh, tell me about it, child. It says even 1,000 appliances have become disposable as manufacturers make them more and more difficult and costly to repair. All right. It says with this consumption comes garbage. We are creating more trash now than any other time or any other point in history. Every time you throw something away, you are throwing away money. Becoming a producer eliminates a large percentage of that trash. You are eliminating the packaging. You are saving money because you aren't paying the middlemen. Your food is coming directly from the fields to your table. All right. It says you waste less because you have a better appreciation for the work and dedication it took to produce that product. It says your freedom from unstable markets. If we have learned nothing else from the past 2 decades, it should be that financial markets are fickle. Stocks may drop by hundreds of points in a single day. It is very realistic to lose thousands of dollars overnight. We are told to wait it out, that the markets always correct themselves, but those course corrections could take years. If a crisis happens, will you be able to wait years? The market affects everything from bank interest rates to price of food. All right. We release ourselves from this emotional roller coaster by living debt free and producing our own food. Okay. We can't take back control of our finance. We can take back control of our finances in our lives. Working for yourself. We just talked about this. From the time our country was founded, it was the American dream, air quotes, American dream, to own your own business, to take control of your destiny and bring prosperity to your family. This was usually accomplished by learning a trade. Didn't I just talk about trades? Ooh, the rule is moving, the rule is moving, the rule is moving, the rule is moving. The rule is moving today. I'm telling you, the spirit is moving. You would learn from your parents and take over the family business. You could also find a tradesman to take you on as an apprentice. After years of hard work, you could go off on your own and start your own business. Entrepreneurship, 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 entrepreneurship. Today, working for others is seen as more desirable. Corporate execs are banking profits while employees live paycheck to paycheck, making the corporations rich. Exactly what we spoke about. The next drop in profit margin could cost you your job, yet this is somehow seen as more reliable income. What happens if your job shuts down? What happens if they let you go? You get laid off, you get fired, right? Then yeah, you can collect unemployment, but that runs out at some point. The American dream hasn't changed. The wealthy are still those who own their own companies, yet try to start your own company, and society will label you as irresponsible. You may not be in a position to work for yourself yet, but you can find ways to supplement your income. That side business could eventually turn into a full-time income you never dreamed possible. We can go over some examples of ideas in a bit. Increasing health and wellness. Producing your own food and cooking from scratch means fewer processed foods in your diet. It means fewer preservatives and artificial colors and flavors. It means healthier eating. The cost of buying fresh foods is a problem many people struggle with when it comes to healthy eating. Honestly, he or she said, it makes me die a little inside when I have to buy produce and watch my grocery budget implode. How many of you go to the supermarket, walk away with 5, 6 items for $80? You be like, what? $80 for what? Right? Seeds cost almost nothing. I can grow 100 heads of lettuce with 2 pack of seeds. Please save y'all seeds. Don't throw them away. Granted, it takes more energy, it takes more time. I have garden failures. Not all vegetables are available every season. I had to rethink how I'm going to plan my meals. However, I'm saving money, eating healthy, and my food tastes better. To quote my favorite cartoon mouse, if you are what you eat, then I only wanted to eat the good stuff. The activity of producing your own food also means being more active. It means more time outdoors, more exposure to sun and fresh air, reduction in stress, anxiety, and depression. It's not a coincidence that many people with chronic illnesses adopt a self-sufficient lifestyle. Building family strength, adopting a self-sufficient way of life needs to be a group effort. We talk about this too, collectivism. I'm not gonna lie, it could be a hard sell. You probably have family members who only ever grown up knowing one way. You're gonna run into the naysayers, right? People who look at the glasses half empty as opposed to half full. We call those pessimists. People who are optimistic look at the glasses half full instead of half empty. I learned this in psychology. People who are pessimistic, when they see a glass, right, and it's halfway full. Those who are optimistic and think positively, who are optimists, would see that glass is half full. But those who are pessimists and look at things from a negative standpoint, they'll say, oh, that glass is half empty. So you can see the glass is half full or half empty. You could be optimistic or pessimistic. I'm not going to lie. It could be a hard sell. You probably have family members who only have ever grown up knowing one way, so they're, stuck in their ways. If they can't recognize a broken system, then it could be even more difficult. It is going to take communication from both sides. Okay? It will mean compromise from both sides. However, it will always bring your family together. You'll sweat together, cry together, swear together, and laugh together. Now here, I disagree a little with everybody's always gonna, come together, because you might have some family members who don't want to be a part of what you're doing, and they might go that way, you might go this way, you might go right, they might go left, but it is what it is. If we want to unplug from the system and they don't, then what can you do? You try your hardest and that's it. You'll unplug because this way of life doesn't allow you to sit in front of the TV all day. You'll plan projects together and discuss strategies for the future. You'll learn to overcome obstacles together. You'll reconnect. Acquire an appreciation for life. Learning to be self-sufficient means reconnecting with nature on an intimate level. Yeah, you become more in tune with nature. The societies and the cultures who live off the grid are more in tune with nature. Like I said, they know how to fetch the water under the ground. They know how to get water from a plant. They know how to do basic, simple things that we take for granted, that if we were out in the wilderness, we wouldn't know anything or very little, because we're so used of a manufactured and industrialized, society, that we go to the supermarket, we go to the grocery store. We have essentially become a spoiled generation of people, where we are so dependent on this system and this structure that if this system and this structure were to crumble, we would not know how to survive. We have to reconnect. Sister Marka, is there anything else at the bottom? Okay. It says you'll learn to live in harmony with nature and begin to see how your actions affect the environment. Right. Humans' toxic ways, affecting the environment. Your success and failure will ebb and flow with the seasons and the weather. There's a rhythm to it. When you begin to produce your own food, you'll understand the amount of work that goes into it. So we'll have an appreciation of the farmers, of those in that field of produce. We'll have a deep appreciation and be able to empathize more with them because if we're living that and we're doing it, we'll know how, complicated it is. When you begin to produce your own food, you'll understand the amount of work that goes into it. When you raise animals for meat, you'll understand what it means to feel pride and sorrow at the same time. You appreciate the sacrifice that animal made for your family and the importance of raising them humanely. Looking to connect with like-minded people who are interested in gardening, traditional living, and being more self-sufficient. It says you can join a community, not so modern living, on Facebook. It said it isn't an easy life. I'm not even sure I'll call it a simple life, but it is a rewarding life. It benefits. Um, its benefits have far-reaching implications to your own life as well as your community and our environment. So no one's saying it's easy or simple, but it's rewarding at the end of the day, right? And then we already have a community of people here that we're growing to that's like-minded to come together and accomplish these things. So and also what's vital and important is that everyone is bringing their skills and talents to the table. So let's say you know someone who gardens. Let's say you know a sister who makes clothes. Let's say you know a brother or sister who's into welding or construction or whatever their skill and talent is. If we all put it together, it'll everything come together. It'll mesh like a glue, right? Where everyone's bringing everything to the table that they have, all the skills, all the knowledge, all the trades, everyone's putting everything together, and we're in unity. We're in a cod, right? So that will help to build and grow to what the point we need to be, because everybody's bringing something different. I might not have the skill of welding, but another brother or sister might know that. Yeah, there are sisters who weld too, by the way. They might have that skill. You understand? Some people know how to take apart a car and put the car right back together. Brothers and sisters, you'll be surprised, who know how to do that, right? Who's into the mechanics. Some are into engineering, electrician. So if we do need to build something, you understand, they will know how to do certain things. All right. But I also want to look at some point, we got to look into alternative energy sources. I see that solar energy was mentioned on the other article. And if we're talking about the environment, right? And going back to clean energy, at some point in life, we might want to go that route of alternative energy, relying on the sun for our energy, and things like that. And that's another thing. If we're dependent on this utility companies and this and that for our energy, who's to say they can't cut it off like that? All right. Now in New York, we have something called Kineticin. That's the name of our energy supplier. I don't know what it is for you ladies where you are, but Kineticin, you understand? They can turn your lights off or anything. Who's to say when this whole system, not a if, but a when the system shuts down and everything and the electricity goes out, what are we gonna rely on to keep our food cold? And you understand, like that? Keep everything going. We're going to need a cleaner natural energy source. So I say at some point we should look into solar energy. We need to get back to that point, you know. Sister Mocha Salaki. Um, let's see what we have here. Was it? I guess we could take a look at There's a video that this brother, Dr. Farah Gray, he's discussing the black bank I was telling you all about. So there are some black banks out there, not many, not as many as we should have, but you have a few. So he's going to talk about this one particular bank. And if any of you are interested, I want to transition my funds over to a BOB, a black owned bank. So this is vital. All right. We're talking about self-sufficiency and group economics. Then you want to take a look at black banking, right? We need our own banks. So this is one aspect of us taking back our power and our money and everything, and putting it into our own, right? Our own banks. All right. So Brother Farrell Gray is going to show you now. He's going to talk to you now on why it's important.
Our dollars to is who we give our power to, y'all. We got to stop giving our money to people that don't look like us. You see, black people, we have a buying power of over $1.6 trillion. That would make us one of the top 20 richest nations in the world just based on our buying power alone. So we're really a nation within a nation. But we got to bank black, y'all. One United Bank is the choice. They have options and opportunities for us and features that allow us to get our paycheck 2 days early. Hello, somebody. They also allow no credit check loans for their Cash Please program without a credit check. You receive a decision in minutes and money in your account in days. So if you're serious, because I'm serious, about us actualizing the vision of economic empowerment and Black Wall Street, the choice is clear. And the choice is One United Bank. Check out my Black Power card, y'all. Check this out. Check this out. If you're not at the table, you're on the menu. And One United Bank is giving us a seat at the table. One United Bank is the only black-owned digital bank where you can bank nationwide and sign up online in minutes. The choice is clear, and my choice is One United Bank. I've been with One United Bank for over 15 years. Make sure you sign up today to One United Bank.
Why doesn't every home in the US have solar panels? The reason is not about sunlight or weather or even politics.
Listen.
Amid high inflation.
Hold on, Salaki. Wasn't we just discussing solar energy? My good, and then the advertisement came on about solar energy. Are they listening on us? Y'all know Big Brother always listening in, right? Are they spying on us? We were just talking about solar energy, and then they're advertising. Why doesn't more people have solar energy? When I say the Ruach HaKodesh is moving, it's like boom, boom, bing, pong, ping. Like everything we're discussing, you hear it. You understand? I don't know if they're listening, or I don't know. I think it might just be it's the Most High in the Ruach HaKodesh, and it's just like giving us these the guidance and saying this is what you all need to be preparing for. I think that's what it is. I think it's just the Most High's root saying, I'm telling you this. I'm telling you, I'm giving you this guidance, and I'm giving you this information to pass on to the people of the Most High, of this is how we need to be prepared. Self-sufficiency is the key. Solar energy is the key. Farming is the key. Entrepreneurship is the key. So the Most High's spirit is flowing and moving and guiding us on what we need to do. I'm telling you, like when you reach out to Abba, hi, Miss B. Edmonds. How are you today? Who invited you, sister? If you don't mind me asking.
I don't understand your question.
Hi, Miss B. Evans. I wanted to know, did a particular sister invite you out today to the class? Like Sister Katrina, Sister Raquel, Queen J? Do you have a sister here who recommended you to the class? Are you a part of our signal group? Because if you're not in the signal group, we can add you to our signal chat. We have a signal chat that we communicate on.
I'm already on that.
Oh, you're on there. Okay. All right. So she's in the sister B Edmonds is already in the signal chat. All right, nice. Well, welcome out, sister. Thank you for we're pleased to have you on this lovely evening. We're pleased to have you. Thank you for joining us today and tuning in. All right.
You welcome.
The Most High bless you.
Bless you as well.
To the Rabba. So yeah, so we're discussing self-sufficiency. So okay, I want to open up the line and have a discussion. So ladies, where we at? What we thinking? What's some ideas y'all ladies have to put forth to where is it you trying to go? You know, what is it you want to do as a nation, but also individually? What is something some interest y'all have as far as where could you see yourself in the next 2 years, you know, in the next 6 months? Have you made a list of your goals? Have you made a list of, you know, what you want to accomplish within the next few months or the next few years? Have y'all thought about it? Do you want to sell clothes? Do you want to be a seamstress? You know, do you want to have an online shop? Do you want to get into the real estate market? Do you want to buy some Airbnbs? Do you want to buy some land? Do you want to Have you ladies thought about that and consider, you know, the options of what it is you want to do? What's your passion, your drive? You know, we can discuss it, you know, and we can put forth some ideas on, because see, what we're trying to do, I'm not even gonna say what we're trying to do. What we're doing is we're not only talking about what we want to strive to do, we're actually gonna put forth the action of what we want to do. So we can start off small. We can make a list. If you have a notepad, you know, if you want to put it on your refrigerator to remind yourself every day, and if you want to say positive affirmations and go to the Most High and ask the Most High, look, I have a thing with self-doubt, or I have a thing with you know, like myself, I have a thing with being a procrastinator, and let him work on you. But also we should be putting it down, like the ideas of what it is that we want to do, so that we can have a visual. Okay, well, in the next 2 to 3 months, I at least want to be educated in financial literacy. In the next 2 to 3 months, I want to get the tools it takes to start my own fashion business. You understand? So things like that. So Shalaki, my sister just texted me. So yeah, in the next month, I wanna learn how to sew. You know, things like that. I wanna learn how to sew. I want to get a sewing machine. I want to start making clothes. I want to start selling my clothes to brothers and sisters, you know. Have y'all ever thought about what it is that you would like to do? Make a list about it, or just, you know, think about it, what it is that you want to do. If you haven't already did it, then, you know, I think it would be a great idea to formulate your thoughts, and we strategize about what we can do as a sisterhood to make sure that we each get to our goals of where we want to be, so that we can come together within the next 6 months to a year and we can say, I accomplished A, B, and C. I think we will be more, we will feel more self-improved. I think we will feel a better sense of my thoughts are the jungle, tongue-tied. We'll be more satisfied, right, with self-satisfaction. And I think also that it's not just about being self-satisfied, we're also doing it for the collective of our family, right? Us as a people, that we're bettering each other. So if a brother or sister has a problem, well, maybe they don't have it. We can all come together and we have the resources that we can help one another, right? We can be a barakah to others. We can be a blessing to one another. So that's why we're trying to all get to that point where we can be in a better place so that we can help not only ourselves, but we can be a betterment to everyone as a collective, right? We want to get to that point. Now, I know things were kind of difficult for people during the pandemic. People, a lot of people had hardships and turmoils, and people lost jobs, and a lot of people are going through struggles at this time, But I would say the upside is that there are a lot of now programs that are even training online, remote programs where you can get your OSHA or whatever. You can get your OSHA. You can you can train online. Also, I would like to give some recommendations. If you ladies are interested in like getting a certificate, you could look at hold on, let me see something real quick. Have any of you ladies heard of Udemy? Udemy, Udemy. So Udemy, they have low cost trainings. They should have some sales now. It'd be like $11.99, $15.99. And what they do is they train you. They have these trainings, and when you're done with the training, you can get a certificate. So these are like certificate programs. They have everything from coding. You could become an online coder. You could become a software engineer, and you could be making like a 6-figure income. Now, I'm not gonna lie, because I ordered it, but you gotta have the patience and time to actually sit there and study this stuff. Like if you have the patience or time, you could put in an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day to study. I say go for it. And they're even sisters right now, and they're doing the coding programs. Listen, and they're making bank just doing coding from online. It's a remote job. You don't have to go out every day, and bust your rear end, but you just home, and you doing a code, and you doing a code. You have the skills to code. I'll be a software engineer, and you're making bank. But guess what? You can then take those funds, and you can reinvest it into you, and then making a business. You understand, and becoming an entrepreneur. It's just about baby steps. Like I always say, you gotta crawl before you can walk. You gotta crawl before you can walk. So, I mean, if we start off doing these things, right, and then we're reinvesting it into a business, an entrepreneurship, then we're building ourselves up that ladder to get to where we need to be a self-sufficiency. You understand? So you might be, let's say you become a coder and you're coding for Google. Now we're trying to get away from the system. So obviously you don't want to be working for Google for the rest of your life. But and nothing wrong with that. If people do, you do. But I'm saying we're striving for self-sufficiency. So you might be working for Google, you might be making a decent salary, and then you can take those funds, and then now you're home, you're making money remotely. Now you have time to go and build a business. You might want to invest that business. You might want to invest that money to a business of a real estate, or you might want to invest that business into becoming a seamstress, or a restaurant owner, or whatever you want to do. These are just some ideas, of what we can be getting into and skills that we can acquire to get to that point of self-sufficiency. So I would personally recommend, ladies, if you want, I would personally think it's a good idea to get a notepad and paper, or even if you go into Microsoft Office or however you want to do it, and you say, look, I want to do this within the next, this is where I want to be within the next 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months to a year. And you're aiming for that, you're striving for that. and you're constantly reiterating to yourself, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I want to do. And then, of course, we're putting the Most High first, and we're letting the Most High lead us and guide us to that point of where we need to be. Because he's really the only one who's going to get us there. You understand? He'll get us there, but we also got to take that. We got to take that what the Most High's given us, and he'll say, "Look, I'm opening up the doorway to you. Now all you got to do is accept it." You understand? Because a lot of us, yeah, the Most High is going to open up the doorway, but a lot of us are just stuck where we are stagnant. We don't want to do anything. So it's about our own effort as well, you know? Yeah, so these are some things we can get into, ladies. I definitely recommend us get into the real estate market. I finally put my wireless printer together. I'm about to make up I kept saying it. I finally did it though. And I did it for something else. I put my wireless printer together so I could make my little t-shirts. I got my my heat press machine. I can make my little t-shirts for the real estate. And I have the software to make the business cards. And I got my pad ready and my pen. And I'm gonna go on to there's free websites. I know it's one called biggerpockets.com and biggerpockets.com. They have free information for people who are interested in getting into real estate investing. So if you want to become a real estate investor, wholesaler, flipper, rehab, all of those things, a landlord, Airbnb, bed and breakfast, Airbnb, bed and breakfast, where you can make financial passive wealth from that. Biggerpockets.com. They have information. You go on YouTube, you can go on their website, biggerpockets.com, and you can learn about how to get into the real estate market. Okay. You can learn about it. Myself personally, I'm clearing my schedule now. If whatever I gotta do, my advisor called because I'm in school, I'm working jobs, I'm trying to maintain home, and I told my guidance, my counselor, I said, I'm not going to, I'm gonna hold on school for next month, for this upcoming month. And I told her, I said, I know that I can take on but so much. So if I'm falling behind in one area and I'm lacking, I know realistically that I have to cut back on something. Now, I'm not saying put your eggs in one basket, because I don't do that and I don't recommend anyone do that. But if you know realistically that, dang, I got this, and you overwhelming yourself, realistically, you might have to cut back on something. So just reevaluate it and be like, wow, I have so much on my schedule, on my plate right now. I got to take a few things off my plate so I can really get certain things accomplished. You understand? Take a few things off of your plate, and you could probably revisit it another time when you have a clearer schedule. Because I realized, I said, wow, I'm so exhausted and burnt out that I get my couple days off and I'm burnt out and I don't get much accomplished. And then it's back to work again. You understand? And it's a continuous cycle. And I said, something has to give. So I said, I'm going to cut back on some things. If I have to take off school for a month, you understand? If I might have to do a 2-week leave or absence from one of my jobs for some time to focus on, things I need to get accomplished, something has to give. You understand? Something has to give. And you just got to have your Muna and your trust in the Most High that he's gonna pave the way. All right. He's gonna make sure you good. All right. And that everything is you're gonna be provided for. You won't have a need for nothing. But the Most High is opening doorways. He's paving the doorways for us, paving the road. And it's just time that he's putting his hand out and we just gotta accept it and be like, all right, Abba, all right, Yahuwah, I'm ready now. I'm ready to make a change in my life. You understand? Because trust and believe, when this system shut down, you understand, it's going to be too late. It's not a if, it's a when. We don't know when, but we want to make sure that we have all our cards lined up so that when that time comes, boom, we out of here. We'll be self-sufficient. We won't have to worry about, oh, I'm depending on them for this and that. And we'll be to that point where we just could chuck the deuces to them and walk away from it. That's the point that we need to get to. But as long as we are codependent on them, it's going to be much harder to walk away from this whole thing. All right. So don't hesitate. If there is something that anybody is trying to get into, some of us know, the resources available out there. So you could always come to one of your sisters and be like, look, I'm trying to get into, I want to sell on Etsy. There's some sisters I know who do training. Salaki. There's some sisters who do training about how to start an Etsy business. All right. Who's into that? Who could refer you to? There's some people who do sell on Amazon. Now, once again, I know that's still kind of like you depending on, but it's a starting point, right? And then you work your way up. There's people who they purchase wholesale products from a website called Alibaba.com. Alibaba, A as in Apple, Libaba.com. Alibaba.com is a wholesale site. People go and they buy stuff from there. It's cheap. You get things for wholesale now. You buy stuff from wholesale and then you go on Amazon and you flip it. So you might go on Alibaba.com. You might find a shirt. You might find a phone for I kid you not, $5 on Alibaba.com. And then people go, a lot of people don't know about this though. You go on Alibaba.com, you buy wholesale products, you go on Amazon or eBay and you flip it and you sell it for like $200. You just made a profit, right? A lot of people don't know about this, but you can actually buy wholesale products, flip them, and resell them. So these are just ways that, these are just some ways that I'm putting out there that, if you're interested, you could think about doing, and it's from home. Now, I'm going to say something, Alibaba.com though. There's other websites out there, but I went on Alibaba.com and I had sent the national president this. I said, Alibaba.com has a lot of wholesale stuff, but here is the thing. The shipping costs are pretty high because their stuff is coming from Asia, I think China. So, oh yeah, the phone might be $4, but then you got to pay a $50 shipping price. That's how they get you. So I want to say be very wary with that. You can't get the stuff for wholesale, but they do have high shipping costs and stuff like that. So I don't know, you ladies can outweigh that, but you have a lot of different options that you could get into. If you want to learn how to sew, there's a lot of sisters who have the sewing skills. I'm one of them. Like I said, I learned in high school. I learned from my great aunt as well. So I know how to make clothes, but I just don't. I ain't gonna lie to you. I really don't have the patience or time to sit there and sew and make clothes right now and sell them. But it is a skill I have, and if it's a skill that you ladies want to learn how to sew, this is something that we can set up for the near future as well. We can have a sewing class for sisters, so sisters can all learn how to sew. And even the younger women, the younger girls, they can also learn the skill of sewing and becoming a seamstress if that's something they would like to do. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns? I'm so upset. I forgot to open up with Palau. Salaki Abu Yahuwah. Forgive me. But we're going to close out with Palau. Any questions, ladies? Any concerns? Any comments? Any statements? Anything you want to say? Any questions you have about are you a skill you want to learn or hey sister,
How you doing? Good evening, sisters.
I'm Baruch. How are you?
I'm well. I'm good. Thank you. Can you tell me what that is?
Baruch means blessed.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
The Hebrew word.
Yes.
Are you welcome, sister?
I'm interested in a couple of things. I do want to learn how to sew, and I remember last week I believe you said it was a gentleman who taught gun handlers or something like that.
Yes, that's our national president, and that's Sister Martha's husband.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Aknasi. He teaches. Yes, he teaches the gun classes.
And then you said, like different sisters have different skills, and I'm a sister that can weld. I know how to weld, so that I will be able to bring to the table. But I just wanted to say that I appreciate you and your consistency and your win, and I just honor you and what you do. I just thank you. Thank you so much for being here every Thursday. I'll see you next Thursday if we're still here.
Oh, hallelujah. And I needed to hear that. All praises to Yahuwah, because I almost didn't make it here. I was running on no sleep. I went from work to taking my kids to school to more work. And I came home and I was running on no sleep. I fell asleep for a little while, but I was still extremely exhausted and I nearly canceled. So I was about to reach out to National President and say, can I reschedule for tomorrow? Well, I know it's Thursday though, and then Abba was like, get up. Get up. You can sleep later. You can sleep later. Get up. This is pivotal. This is vital, Sleeping is not gonna, we need our rest. Don't get me wrong. We need our rest, but this is what 2 hours at most that we're just, dedicating or coming together and we're just discussing things and it's for the betterment of everyone, collectively and individually and collectively. So I was like, you can sleep, girl. You can go sleep tomorrow. You can sleep later tonight and wake up refreshed. It's fine. And I'll go pray and meditate after this. And if I can't get some cleaning, some laundry out the way, if not, I can do it tomorrow. But yeah, so I was just like, get up, get up. I was like, wow, I just wanna rest, But true rest is gonna be when we're self-sufficient. I'm not gonna be able to rest as long as I'm working on the plantation for masa every day. So going out and making masa rich, you understand? Going out and working for masa, understand? Working for masa on that plantation, the modern day plantation, instead of being self-sufficient. So, we're not really truly getting any rest anyway until we were self-sufficient. And a lot of us wouldn't even be in this predicament. Oh, I'm exhausted, if we were self-sufficient. So when we're self-sufficient, then we can rest. That's how I look at it. When we're self-sufficient and we have our own land and we're working for ourselves and we don't have to get up and be on their payroll every day, we could be truly resting. That'll be our true form of rest. Until then, we can't rest. We got to strategize. We can't rest. We can't rest living in the system that we live in now. We can't rest when we're being subjugated. We can't rest when we're under the authority and the dictatorship of others. We can't rest. There's no rest in that. There's rest in freedom and being autonomous, self-sufficient. That's true form of rest. But the system, This is not rest. This is slavery. Right? This is bondage. So until we break free of those shackles, we won't truly have the rest we truly need. And that's just the point that, I would love to see us get to that point. I know it's baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. It's not going to be an overnight thing. It's a process, but yeah, let's come together and work together to get there. To the Robert Raquel, thank you for letting me know you're a welder. I told you there's some sisters who weld. Everybody be like, oh, that's a man's job. No, there's sisters who weld. There's sisters who know how to build houses. You'll be surprised. Allergies killed me. Yeah, there's sisters who are into all of that. There's sisters who into all of that stuff, who could build cars. My mother was like that. Could take apart a computer, put that joint right back together. Yeah, there's women who could do it. So we all gonna need to come together with our skills. Because if we do, let's say we do need to build a house. Sister Raquel knows how to weld. Another sister might know carpentry, or brother, whoever, brother, sister, might know, it might be into masonry or carpentry, right? Another brother or sister might be a roofer. Another brother or sister might have the skills of they might be a electrician or engineer. And then somebody else might be a painter who paints the house. Right? So everybody's bringing their skills together, and then they building that house. But building that house is symbolic of everybody coming together as a collective in a cod and building a nation. My allergies, so lucky. That time of the year. Yeah, so yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, ladies. So Sister Raquel, I'm gonna talk to National President, but yeah, because we're not face to face, it might be a little difficult right now to do the sewing class, because I was like, well, how can I do a sewing class from Zoom? So I think sometime in the future, when we have a come together in person again, we can probably do that sewing class. Is about it, maybe? Salaki, just a minute, ladies.
God doesn't care if you're.
Hashatana is a liar. I'm so sorry. My allergies be acting up at this time. Okay, so I'm gonna close this out with Palau, ladies, and hope everyone have a Baruch night. Hope you got a little something from the class. Khan, is that Sister Queen J?
Yes, I do some sewing too. I do some sewing.
What you said, Sister Queen J?
I do some seamstress sewing.
I don't know. It sounds like you breaking up, sister. I can't hear you.
She's a seamstress, so she does sewing.
Oh yeah, amazing.
I'm better.
We got another sister. So y'all see, myself, Sister Queen J, we have the sewing skills, and I'm sure there's many, many more sisters who know how to sew. I know we got a sister in Trinidad. She's not on here now, but her name is Aisha Williams. She's in Trinidad in the Caribbean islands, and she makes clothes and she sells them, and she makes pretty good bank. We talk about like $200-300 per outfit sometimes. So I know it sounds like a lot. No, we're not pimping our people. What it is that I've actually sat down and made a shirt, and all the time and effort it even goes into when you'll make the outfit. it's very time consuming. Sometimes your needle breaks on you. Sometimes your thread breaks on you. Sometimes you got to rethread that needle over and over. You understand? Sometimes you got to take out that stitch and restitch it. So there's a lot that goes into making clothes. So you'd be like, wow, why are you charging so much for the outfit? You don't know how much that they had to go through to make that outfit, you know? So that's what it all boils down to. We just, they're getting, accommodated for the type of hard work and labor that they did with that outfit. I just know when I went to Fashion Industries High School, I said, wow, this is not something I would want to do like as a career. I said, it's a lot. I said, it's a lot that goes into fashion. I said, I could probably do it as like a hobby or, just a skill to have. But I said, I don't think I want to do this. But I think it's great. It's an awesome skill to have. It's awesome to know how to make clothes. There's some brothers and sisters who might be interested in purchasing your clothes. Or if you just want to gift somebody, just give somebody with a dress or something. That's fine too. But there's a lot of people who actually will also who would purchase it from you. So that's amazing, Sister Queen J, Sister Raquel. See, everybody got their own skills. Some sisters braid hair, do hair. Sister Marka, she does hair.
Yes, I do hair, and I also wanna in 5 years. I wanna also go to like school and like study. I wanna be a doctor, like learning about. I'm good at like herbalist doctor, not like the one for like herbs and stuff and learning about your body. I'm very good at explaining all that to people and stuff like that.
Hallelujah.
Like, especially if me and my husband, we're gonna get a land. So especially the land and stuff, having to, plant your own herb, fruit, vegetables, and which one is good for your body. Depending on colors, you can tell which one is good for like kidney, liver. So yeah, I've been studying that a lot and learning so much about it. So I'm good at like that too. And hair.
Hallelujah. Yeah. I purchased some butter, shea butters from them and
Yes.
some hair oils.
Yes,
So,
we have shea butter and black soap. Shea butter.
support Hebrew owned business. Listen, their products are great. Leaves your skin soft, your hair nice and soft and moisturized. So I recommend it.
Yeah, I use shea butter on my hair. It's really good. And black soap too.
Yeah, I'm a black soap.
Yeah.
Also, you're getting away from the chemicals and all these products too that might be harsh on the skin, harsh on your hair, and it's going into your system, and you don't know the mayhem that is causing on the system.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, everybody's bringing some skill and talent to the table. Everybody has something that they offer. Yeah, so I had forgot about that. I said, wow, yeah, y'all make products. You do hair. We have some seamstress here. We have welders. Everybody, is contributing something. That's amazing. And then the skills that we don't know, we can always share with one another too, like teach each other what we don't know. So I might not know how to make soap. My older, she makes soaps. She makes shampoos, conditioners, hair oil. She makes her own mouthwash. Yeah, and I purchased from her as well. She makes turmeric soap. She makes charcoal soaps. She makes all kinds of stuff like hair oils like you, but body butters like you. Her granddaughter makes lip balms. And her granddaughter's what, 10, 11 years old, I think now. And she made lip balms. Yeah. It's amazing that what the daughters of Zion is doing. It's amazing. All right, ladies. So thank you for all tuning in today. I'm gonna send you my number, Miss Edmonds. Miss Edmonds. I'm gonna send you my number. And
And I'm gonna share the black soap and shea butter if anybody's interested. I'm gonna share it on the Sisterhood.
hallelujah. Hallelujah. Support Hebrew on business, everybody. Sister Marker, her Ish Nazi, national president. Queen Marker, she is actually the National Minister of Health. Yeah, you're the National Minister of Health, right? So this is our national president, Isha, his wife, and they make products. So you might be interested in supporting them. All right. Anything anybody else would like to say before we close out shortly?
I also want to say what we went over. I think that is very important that we learn how to, first thing, like a lot of our people don't know how to manage money and how to save, to get to where they want to be. So it's very good to know that for how to save and stuff like that. Like is a lot of people don't know, they don't know how to, to start off, they don't know how to go about it. So it's very interesting that you're going over that type of stuff to get your land and have build your veggies where it's coming from the ground, and especially you can have water coming from the ground instead of getting water from these people, because they put chemicals on it. From the tap water that we shower with, all of that, it's toxic to our body. So you can get natural water from the ground, from the earth.
Con. And that's very true. They're doing all the stuff to the water, the air, the food, them GMO food, genetically modified food, and then we're carbon-based melanin people. And what is this manipulated food into our bodies? We're supposed to be eating natural food, from the Most High, the way He made it, not them going and genetically manipulating the food and doing all this manipulating the food and modifying the food and all that, spraying and lacing the food with chemicals, with pesticides and herbicides and all these different things. And that's how we're getting all these cancers and all this different stuff, So we want to go back to nature, go back to how the original design of things was. All right, we're gonna close out in Palau now. Abba Yahuwah, to the Rabba Abba, once again bringing us together in the God and fellowship, Abba. We give all praises, we give all yada, all praise, all esteem to you, Abba Yahuwah, for you are worthy to be praised for who you are, what you have done, for what you continue to do, Abba Yahuwah. To the Rabba Yahuwah, for continuing to just give your daughters the guidance, Abba Yahuwah. Give us the tools, Abba Yahuwah, to get through, Abba Yahuwah, for keeping us on a narrow road, a straight road, Abba Yahuwah, for chastising us, Abba Yahuwah, when we get out of line, Abba Yahuwah. To the Rabba, Abba Yahuwah, may you continue to show us your will, show us your way, show us what it is that you want us to do. Direct our steps. Let us know what is of you, what is not of you, Abba Yahuwah. Give us the Hakma, that is the wisdom. Give us the Hakma, Abba Yahuwah, to know what is you, what is not you, to recognize the devices of the enemy. We know the adversary is the master manipulator, the master counterfeiter, Abba Yahuwah. He tries to make everything look and resemble what you do, Abba Yahuwah. But if you give us the Hakma and you give us the discernment to know, Abba Yahuwah, to be vigilant, to recognize the devices of the enemy, Abba Yahuwah, what is of you and what is not, Abba Yahuwah. To the Rabba, Abba Yahuwah, for all you continue to do. We allow on this line for the health of all the sisters, Abba Yahuwah, today, for the mental health, Abba Yahuwah, for the physical health, Abba Yahuwah, for the health elements that we have. We allow against the spirit of sickness, Abba Yahuwah, of infirmity. We're Palau, Abba Yahuwah, for those who are still grieving with the loss of loved ones, Abba Yahuwah, for the deaths in their family, Abba Yahuwah. I'm asking that you please cover Sister Queen Jane, her family, and the losses that they've suffered, Abba Yahuwah, with their loved ones, Abba Yahuwah. Where I'm allowing for Sister Queen J and her health, Abiua. Any pain that she's going through, any infirmities, we ask Abiua that you remove it, Abiua, that you heal her body, that you touch her body, Abiua, that you let the spirit move and work on her, Abiua. We're allowing Abiua for any grievances, Abiua, that the families are experiencing on this line, Abiua, with sick people and their families, Abiua, for those who have passed on, who have left this arets, this earth realm, Abiua. Palam for my grandmother who's in the hospital, Abiua. When the doctor said that she wouldn't make it through the night, Abiua, you sustained and kept her another week, Abiua, or even on the ventilator, You have sustained my grandmother, Abiua. The second time she has been on the ventilator, she has beat death on numerous occasions, Abiua. She has overcome COVID. She has overcome pneumonia twice, Abiua. She has overcome the ventilator before. She's on a ventilator again, Abiua. You healing her from this infection she has, Abiua, with her kidneys and with her lungs, Abiua. Even with all the diabetes and hypertension she has on her being in her elderly, she has still held on, Abiua, to the Rabba for the strength you've given to my grandmother, Abiua. I ask that you please help my family get through this time with my uncle and my father, and this being their mother, Abiua, the Imam who birthed them, Abiua, and what they're feeling, the grief, Abiua. And please help our families, those who have addictions and those who are on substances, Abiua, alcohol and drugs and cigarettes and tobacco and all these things. We ask that you remove the taste from their mouth, Abiua. Anybody who is wrestling with addiction, please remove the taste of addiction from their mouths, Abiua, that they may want it no more, Abiua. Let them not be addicted to these substances. Let them be addicted, Abiua, to your word, Abiua, to worship of you, Abiua, to the Rabbah, to obedience to you, Abiua. We ask that you continue to cover our homes, our loved ones, Abiua, our covenants, Abiua, our Yeladim, our children, Abiua, our parents, our siblings, Abiua, our mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, and uncles, nieces, cousins, Abiua, grandparents, so forth and so on, and friends as well, Abiua, even our spiritual family, our Miss Paka, Abiua, here on this line, and those who could not make it, we ask that you cover them and their loved ones and their family as well. We ask that you please protect and watch over your remnant, Abiua, your people, your Kudashim, your special set apart people, Abiua. We ask, Abiua, we allow, Abiua, for any aspect of our lives that we need help in, Abiua, whether it be mentally, financially, Abiua, whatever it may be, Abiua. May you please come into the hearts, the lives of your children, Abiua. May you please come into their minds, Abiua, their hearts, Abiua. Protect them, Abiua, physically, spiritually, in every which way. To the Rabbi, Abiua, for all you have done and all you will continue to do. And all these things we allow in you and your Uwa and your Usha name, and your Uwa name, Bahasham, Yahusha, Hamashiach, to the Rabbi, Abiua, Amana, Amana, Amana. To the Rabbi, ladies, Ania Chabata, as always. Ania Chabata means I love you in Abri in Hebrew. And Ahaba Shalom Ubaraka. Peace, blessings, and love to everybody. And as we depart, may you please be protected. May Abba Yahuwah disperse the Malakim to watch over you all, his Malakim, to watch over each and every one of you as we depart of your home, whether you're traveling, wherever you are. I'm just asking that Abba guard and protect you. Yahuwah Barak, Atcha, Yahuwah Barak, Abba Yahuwah bless you. Okay, so until we meet again, I hope you all stay safe. I hope you all stay positive, stay in good spirits. All right. Until we meet again. To the Rabba ladies. Sister Marka is gonna post the products that she has. Right, sister?
Yes. I'm gonna also play the video, the song that you sent me earlier.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just play it before we close out.
Okay, Yasam. That's Yasam.